Okay, so this is one of our last few videos about algebraic fractions. So this one is about simplifying algebraic fractions. Okay, so we won't be adding or anything like that. We're just going to be simplifying them. So you might see this in the question, like find this in the simplest form. So first you'd have to add two fractions together, and then you'd have to simplify it. So make it the easiest way to write it. So a lot of the time this will involve cancelling. Okay, so I'm just going to write that here. Cancelling. Okay, so it'd be cancelling two things above and below, say, on the fraction, so the top and the bottom, to make it more simple, simplifying it. Okay, so the first example, we're just going to start with a nice basic one, 4/8. So most of you guys would probably be able to do that in your head, and it'd be equal to a half, and that's kind of intuitive. Okay, but in future, when you guys are thinking about that, I don't want you to do it like this. I just want you to think about why it is, and the reason there is because you can change 4 on top into 4 multiplied by 1, and then on the bottom you could change that into 4 multiplied by 2, because 4 by 2 is going to be 8, equals, and then you can cancel the 4 and the 4, and you're left with 1/2. Okay, so you obviously don't have to do that every time you're changing 4/8 into 1/2. I just want to show you this, so it's the same principle as when you're simplifying ones with x's and stuff like that. Okay, so new question, I'll do orange. Next question we're going to do is just another kind of, we'll take it step by step, 2/x. Okay, so again, a lot of you probably be able to say just, oh, you cancel the x and the x and you're left with 2. Okay, so I'll just do that, and that is correct, but again, I want to do it just this way, just to show. It's going to be 2, actually no, I'm going to do it around. I'm going to say it's going to be x multiplied by 2, and then on the bottom it's going to be x as well. Okay, and then actually multiplied by 1. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if it's 2x or x2, it's the same thing. Okay, so then this time we're going to cancel the x and the x. We're going to be left with 2/1, which is the same as 2, because 2/1 is the same as 2. Okay, so again, if you can do that in your head, fine. I just want you to know this is the way it's done, because it'll become more important when we come to the things you're definitely not allowed to do. It'll just show you why you're not allowed to do them, and why you have to do it kind of this way. Let's go green next. So another one then, x²/x. Okay, so again, if you cancel these out, you're going to be left with just x, and the reason then is we're going to have x in one bracket, x in another bracket, and then at the bottom we're going to have finally x. Okay, so that's x by x is going to be x², and the x on the bottom is just as it is. We can cancel it out, and we're left with just x/1, which is the same as, so you can write 1 there if you want, is equal to x. Okay, and the reason I'm just showing this with the brackets every time is it'll come in more important later, is you have to have brackets whenever you're going to cancel anything. Okay, so that's the rule. There has to be brackets there. Whatever you're cancelling has to be multiplying by something. So this x is multiplying by x, this x is multiplying by 1, so we can cancel them because they're both multiplying. Okay, next example, we'll see something that isn't multiplying. Okay, so this one here, we have x plus 1/x. Okay, and I've seen so many people just go cancel out that, and that's equal to 1, but that's incorrect. It's not, you're not allowed to do that, and the reason being that the x's aren't multiplying by anything. This is an x, it's plussing with the 1, it's adding, it's not multiplying by anything. Okay, I'll show that. So I'm just going to write in caps, can't cancel. Okay, and I should underline it 3 times. That's how important it is. Obviously I'm joking, but anyway, keep going on. Blue. Okay, and we're going to go to one that you can cancel. Okay, now, so if it was x² plus x/x, okay, so it's kind of similar to that, just a little bit different. We can factorize the top to turn it into x multiplied by x plus 1, because if you go x by x, you'll get x², and if you go x by 1, you'll get x. So we factorize the top, and now the bottom stays as x. So if you want, you can draw more brackets around this just to show that they're multiplying, and the x in the bottom you could say is multiplying by 1. So then now we can cancel this x, and we're left with x plus 1/1, or is equal to x plus 1. Okay, so again, the only reason you can cancel this and you can't cancel this is it's multiplying by something else, and it's a mistake I've seen so many times. That's why I'm going to go through it so many times as well. Bear with me now, I'm just going to rub this out. I've run out of space. So have a good look at that before I rub it out, and then we're going to do one more example. This kind of reminds me a little about PictoChat. I don't know if anyone else ever had PictoChat in the Microsoft DS, but just trying to colour in the whole screen black, trying to get rid of this question. Okay, back to normal size, and we're going to use yellow. So our next example will be t squared plus 3t minus 4 all over t squared minus 16. Okay, so right now, I'm going to write here, we can't cancel it as it is, so we'll be able to cancel this later. Okay, so you can't just go, oh, I'll cancel that. You can't do that. Okay, yeah, because they're not being multiplied, they're adding, or in this case it's minusing, but you can't do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to factorize the top and the bottom. So the top is going to factorize into, no, not t squared, so it's going to be t plus 4 and t minus 1, and that's, if you want to look back on that, that's our video on factorization, about factorizing quadratics. That's how we did that. So you can look back and have a look at how that's done. And then the bottom is going to be another factorization. It's going to be t plus 4 and t minus 4, and that's the difference of two squares, because it's t squared minus 4 squared. So you can factorize it like this. Okay, so now you might see something we might be able to cancel. So we're going to cancel this, and I'm going to do it in purple just to show. So the t plus 4 is multiplying by the t minus 1, and the t plus 4 is multiplying the t minus 4. So we can cancel the t plus 4 on the top and on the bottom, and now we're left with t minus 1 over t minus 4. Okay, so if they ask you to simplify something like this, generally you're going to have to factorize the top and the bottom, and one of them hopefully will cancel, and you can get something a little bit simpler like that. Okay, so just remember those rules all the time, because they'll come in handy basically when you're trying to cancel things, and hopefully you won't make mistakes. But thanks for watching.